Hey there, here's an update on the Kyle Buda area. So currently, right now, I just pulled up the active under contract, pending and closed because I want to look at how quick houses are going off the market. So in my criteria, these are all the houses that have closed in the last 30 days or gone under contract in the last 30 days, and I'm just trying to get a feel for how quick houses are going. So out of the 300 houses that have either closed or gone under contract, I want to see what their days on the market. And this is this column right here. You can see the first 40 all sold in 3 days or less. So let's see here. So we're seeing a lot of houses over. Almost at the halfway. I'm at the halfway mark right here. Still 5 days and under. 60. We're finally getting into 6 days. Okay, so now we're kind of right at the 238 out of 306. Now we're reaching the 2 week mark. So generally speaking, average wise, it looks like about a week. Most houses are going, in 6 days or under. And sometimes, it might even be quicker than that. You might have a house that goes on the market and they don't change the status for, they might get an offer on the first day. They wait a couple days while they're deciding, and then they accept the offer, and then they change the status. So, they might be getting these offers on the first day. Hard to say from this, but we can only tell what we can tell from this. But I just wanted to show you this to show you how fast houses are going off the market still, because there's very little inventory. I did a search on the amount of houses that closed from January to March 30th of last year, and I did how many have closed from January 1st to March 30th of this year, and this year is less. So there's less inventory, it's looking like, on the market than there was last year. And you remember what happened last year? Last year was very hard to find houses because it was low inventory. So it looks like we're getting still the same type of thing. So anybody out there that's thinking that prices are going to drop anytime soon, I seriously doubt that's going to happen. Let's take a look at the actives. In Kyle and Buda, there's 73 houses, and all prices are going up. So generally speaking, on the east side, you have your less expensive homes. Up here in Sunfield, which is a new, this is a new neighborhood within the, they keep building on it. It's going to stretch all the way into here eventually. But that goes to Johnson High School, so it's pretty popular school, and it's really close to Austin. So this is a pretty popular neighborhood. These prices are starting to get up there. This one's really high for that neighborhood, but in the high fours, low fives. This one's in mid fives. That's pretty common in what we're seeing now. Down a little more south from that, these are neighborhoods are a little older. Typically, you see these in the high threes. Those are stretching into the fours as well. A lot of high threes, low fours in this area. So the prices have gone up in this area. Every once in a while, somebody's going to try to push the value of their house. This one's at $515. Let's see how long it's been on the market. So this one's pretty big, though. It's 3,500 square feet. It's only been on the market for 2 days, so we'll see what happens with that one. Definitely some ones to watch are on the west side. So west side is a little more expensive typically. This one's actually marked incorrectly. This one's supposed to be in Sunfield. I don't know why it's sitting there on the map, but that address on Shortleaf, I believe, is over in here, and it's just showing up in the wrong spot. This is the White Oak Preserve. This is Garlic Creek, Elm Grove, Whispering Hollow, Cullen Country, White Oak Preserve. There's also another neighborhood right here, Summer Point. These houses are starting to push up into the into the mid fives. Last year these were in the fours, or the year before I would say, high threes, low fours. Now these are pushing into the fours. This White Oak Preserve one is pushing into the sixes. It's a little high, but there's another house that just went on the market that was pretty comparable to this that went under contract. We don't know what it's sold for yet, so they're hoping that it'll appraise. That one was for $629. If that one does appraise for the listing price, then this one will too, and then you'll start seeing all these houses in here sell for that amount. So up in this area, Carpenter Hill is a very new neighborhood. These are new builds. They're pricing these super high, but I guess they're getting them because they wouldn't be priced that high if they weren't. Older neighborhood here, also creeping into getting close to the fives here. This one's right at 5. This is Elliott Ranch, which is a really, really nice neighborhood. I love it. It's a gated community. Bigger yards. This one's pushing it as well. $849. I'm going to do a video on this one. I think I'm going to go look at it this weekend. They're only doing showings on the weekends. It's been on the market for 21 days, which tells me that it's probably priced a little high, but in this market, I think they probably will get it. If we wanted to, we could do a search on Elliott Ranch and look at things that have closed in there. Let's go back 60 days and see. Now we only have the 2, so there's only one other house in there that have sold. And this house was listed for $1 million. So if this one was 4,100 square feet, it's pretty big. And it's sold for 1.4. So this other one that's in the 8s. This one's at 326 square feet per square foot. This one's at 319. So this is right along the lines of that. I suspect. And this one was on the market for 0 days. So somebody really liked that house. So it is possible for these to sell, at super high prices. This one is almost twice the size of that. Not quite, but it's a lot bigger. Also has a pool. So I'm assuming that one had a little more land, maybe. 1.7. This is at 1.4. So it was a little bit bigger land, a little bit bigger house, or a lot bigger house. Pretty nice place. That one sold for $1.4 million. So it's a nice area out here. I'm assuming that's why they got that much for that house. But that neighborhood, this is a one that I'm going to kind of keep an eye on to see if this is going to sell or how much it's going to sell for. And also, I'm going to keep an eye on that White Oak Preserve one to see how much that sells for. So that's the Buda area. Down in Kyle, in the Plum Creek area, we have a lot of new builds out here. And on the back end of Stagecoach Road, this is getting to be a pretty high priced area as well, in the 6s. A couple years ago, these were probably in the 4s, but now they're in the 6s. So this is Plum Creek. Plum Creek pushing into the 5s. This isn't even in Plum Creek. This is down a little bit below Plum Creek, and that's pushing into the 4s. This probably 2 years ago was probably in the 2s, high 2s, but now it's really pushing. Everything is just going up. So as I said, and I've said this many times, if you're looking to get in the Kyle and Buda area, prices are not going down. They may plateau at a certain point, but they're not going to drop. So it'd be wise to get in while you can. Out here on 150, these are a little bit less. You're still seeing them in the threes out here. Except for this neighborhood out here. They're in the fours. I can't remember what neighborhood that is off the top of my head. Let's check it out. Yeah, Cool Springs. That one is getting into the fours. This is pretty new. There's still some new builds in this area. I'm not sure if these houses in particular are new, but yeah, they're still under construction. So though I know that there are some new houses being built out there. So if you're looking in the fours, you might want to look out here on the east side of Kyle, because you still have the threes, the fours. The west side of Kyle is the same as the west side of Buda. Prices are just going up and up and up and up. On very west Kyle, they're in the sixes. In Plum Creek, in the fives. Some maybe in the fours. You might be able to find some. Out here, big range from the fives to the sixes. A lot of fives in here. This area in the fives and sixes now. So if you have any questions, let me know. Be happy to help.